All right, guys, so welcome back. Thank you for hanging out, spending a few moments here with me. If you're new, definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. Now, for those of you guys that are new to the channel, this is my Challenger Scat Pack. It's kind of like my daily driver, and I absolutely love it. Really very close to stock. I just have an unlocked PCM. I did the air intake so that we can get some cool air coming through the headlight, and I'll tell you, it makes a huge difference. At least sound-wise, it sounds amazing when you're driving. Put this bad boy in track mode. It also has the Demon hood, upgraded suspension, the coilover suspension, and wheels. So, you know, this thing is a blast to drive every day. But that's not really what we're going to be talking about today. I'm actually going to pull the Charger out. This thing is basically my trophy. I love this car so much. I rarely get to drive it because I never have any time. But it is a 5.7 with an Arrington stroker kit. And it's making about, I'd say, what is it, 770 to the ground with 9 to 10 pounds of boost on 93 octane. But really what I wanted to kind of touch on today is there comes a certain point in modifying a vehicle where it really starts to get expensive. And the 5.7 at a certain horsepower, you have to start making some really big decisions on, you know, transmission, fueling. And really there comes that point where you just have to either go all in or you have to get rid of it and start with a new platform. So today I kind of want to talk a little bit about that, and really there's no regrets at all modifying this thing. I absolutely love it. I was fortunate enough to build basically a dream car, and every time that I drive it, I love it. So let's pull this out and then we'll get talking. So to answer people's questions that are looking to build out their car, all I could tell you is my experience with modding this thing. And this is basically an 800 crank horsepower Charger RT. And tons of people will tell you, go out, get a Hellcat, do a couple pulley changes, upgrade the fueling, and you're making that easily, if not even more. 100% accurate. This is so much work, so over the top. And one of the biggest things I could tell people is be prepared to spend a lot of money, because the deeper you get, the more expensive this hobby gets. And so I tip my cap to a lot of the guys out there that drag race, because I'll tell you what, the whole lifestyle of build, break, repeat, I'll tell you, it gets expensive. These parts are not cheap, and if you don't do the work yourself, the labor is insane. So one thing I've noticed on YouTube especially is a lot of these guys, they go and they build these cars like this, and then they end up selling them, and they don't do anything with them. And the reason for that is because this hobby really is super expensive. I still love it. I love my car. I love the over-the-top things that I've done to it. It is so fun to take this thing out and drive it. And, you know, on the weekends, a beautiful day, you take it out, you do a couple of accelerations, and you're listening to, you know, the turbo spooling and popping, and, you know, the engine sounds amazing. I don't think you'll ever regret upgrading your car, but I think a lot of people regret how far they go, not knowing how expensive it could potentially get. And if you really look at this, I'm a stubborn person. I still have this on 93 octane, so I could go up to any gas station, pump some gas in, and I'm on my way. But a lot of people don't have that in them to do that. They want it on E85. They want it on race fuel because you can bump up the boost and squeeze a lot more horsepower out of it. And so for the modifications that this has, it's actually a super low horsepower vehicle. The transmission is built for 1,500 wheel horsepower. The 3 pumps that I have in the back with all new lines, all new fuel rails, you know, 1440 injectors, the forged internals, the stroker engine, the cam, it's all built for a really high boost. And I'm only running 9 or 10 pounds. So everything is operating under very low circumstances. So I'm not putting a lot of pressure on the pieces that I paid a lot of money for. And, you know, I'm okay with that because that's what I want. I want really everything to be able to handle this kind of power with relative ease, because I don't want to break things and then be reliant on a performance shop to then fix it. So you have to understand what it is that you're doing, the shop that you're working with, and really what you want the vehicle for. And so I've always wanted to just have fun, and that's why I went with turbos. That's why I went with, you know, a stroker kit rather than what a lot of my friends are doing on the YouTube world, which is, you know, take the 5.7 out, get yourself a 392, put it under the hood, and your ceiling is very high. It's almost like getting a stroker kit without having to worry about getting a stroker kit. So there's way more efficient, way cheaper options to do this kind of stuff. But again, my goal was to just set up a vehicle that was almost really one of a kind and just have a lot of fun with it. And so on my angle, I love it. I enjoy taking this thing out, punching it on some open road, listening to the turbos spooling up. I love just the inside of this thing. It's all clean, and when I'm driving it civil, it's really nice. You know, you wouldn't even know that it's like really super heavily modified until, you know, you kind of get on it a little bit. So, you know, either way, guys, I hope this kind of helps anybody that's out there that has maybe a 5.7 or a 392, because there's a ton of YouTube videos out there saying, don't upgrade what you got. Go out and get a Hellcat, or go out and get this or that or the other thing. And what I'll tell you is there's a lot more people that are not very creative in this world, and they just kind of follow suit with everybody else because it makes sense. And I say, get the car you want, enjoy the car you want, modify it to the way that you want to drive it and have fun, and just enjoy it. All right, I don't want to ramble, but I saw a couple of comments, and I thought I would address it. This Charger is still well and good. I mean, I drive it around. I just don't document it really. And I know there's a handful of you guys out there that love this thing just as much as me. But, you know, I don't know what it is. Ever since I moved down to Florida, I just have not really gotten into kind of a groove with this car. So I need to get my ass out, and I know I keep saying it, but, you know, being a full-time dad is kicking my butt. So, all right, guys, I will check you on the next upload.